Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I apologize, it's been about 2 weeks since I've last posted a video, so I do apologize for that. I have a different setup right now, and I'm sorry if it looks like I'm being interrogated because I don't often operate with a light, but because I am coming at you with a collab video, I felt as though it would be more appropriate if I waited until my little monster children went to bed. So for those of you that don't know who I am, I just wanted to introduce myself really quickly because I know with collabs, a lot of people are new to your channel based on recommendations from other people involved in the collab. So my name is Jody. My channel name is Four Little Fins, and I have 4 children. I have 4 boys. They're ages 6 and under. So I have Liam, who's my oldest. I have Logan, and then I have twin boys that are 3, Brady and Brody. So my house is not very quiet. It is not super conducive to recipe making in quiet. So a lot of my videos are voiced over, or I do a lot of music. So because I wanted to do one where it was a little more educational or informational, and I wanted you guys to be able to actually meet me and kind of see my personality, I decided to wait until the kids went to bed. So I apologize if I look tired. And again, it looks like I'm being interrogated because I have a light that my husband set up and it's like shining right in my face. So that's that. Anyways, with that big aside, I just wanted to say thank you to Jen from Jen's WW Journey for hosting this collab. This collab is going to be a 30-minute meal collab, and it's with a bunch of other wonderful YouTubers. I will put all of their links in the description box down below. They're all YouTubers that focus on weight loss, Weight Watchers, or WW, sorry, I still, to this day, I just can't keep saying WW. It's not something that sticks in my brain. But yes, so I just wanted to let you guys know that everybody's link will be in the description box down below. Check out their channels, check out their videos, subscribe to them if you haven't already. And if you're here and you're new, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and leave a comment down below. There's a lot of shenanigans and craziness on my videos, but yeah, that's about it. I am making today the Emily Bites Beef Enchilada Pasta Skillet. It took me a little bit to kind of narrow down what I wanted to do for this video because, I don't know, there's just so many different options out there. But I personally love comfort food and I love pasta, and I love Mexican food, so I kind of just wanted to mush it all into one. So this recipe for 1.5 cups yields 1.5 cups is 9 Freestyle Smart Points. I personally have never made this recipe, so I'm actually very excited to try it. I've heard wonderful things about it, so yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the recipe. So the first thing you're gonna need is 1.5 pounds of 95% lean ground beef. Mine is actually 97%, so I do have to put all of these ingredients into my recipe builder and calculate for my specific recipe. Anytime you make a recipe, I suggest that you do that just to make sure that with the ingredients you use, you will definitely be spot on with your points per serving. So again, for mine, I have 97% lean ground beef. I have 1.5 pounds. Regardless, just make sure you do 95% or greater for the beef. You can also do 99% fat-free turkey, which would be 0 smart points, which would make the points less for the overall dish, but I decided to go with beef. Next, here I have 1/2 cup of, she said fat-free sour cream. Unfortunately, I only have light sour cream, so maybe the points that I might have saved here, I'm gonna end up using here. But like I said, I will recalculate, but you need 1/2 cup of fat-free or light sour cream. I have 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. She called for 1/2 cup of diced onions. I don't like the texture of onions, so I'm using onion powder. And this was actually how much onion powder I had left, so that's just completely up to you. Or you could just be a normal person who has a mature palate and make onions. So yeah. Then this is 1 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce. I do mild because I am a wuss and I do not like super spicy. I'm actually, now that I'm saying that, I'm omitting the diced green chilies that she recommends, but that is also in the recipe. Like I said, I will link everything in the description box down below just so you know the exact amount that she calls for in her recipe. Here I have 2 cups of reduced sodium chicken broth, I have 3 ounces of shredded, reduced fat Cabot sharp cheddar cheese. This stuff, guys, is amazing. Doesn't even taste reduced fat at all. And then I'm gonna butcher the name of this pasta. It's 8 ounces of Barilla, I think it's pronounced Campanelle.
Campanella.
That's how you pronounce
Campanella.
pasta. Campanella. But it's Campanelle is what it looks like. But yeah, it's just this twisty pasta. She actually used this in her recipe and I decided to copy it exactly. So that's what you need. So that is it. Those are the ingredients that you will need. Again, I did omit the diced green chilies. If you do like your recipe more spicy with a kick, I would suggest adding that. And the only other thing I substituted was just some onion powder for the onions. But other than that, let's get right into the recipe. All right, guys, so the first thing you need is just a pretty deep skillet. So I'm going to put the heat on medium. Just kind of get that hot for a second. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is take your 1.5 pounds of ground beef. And just break it up into little pieces and brown it. All right, so typically this is 97% lean ground beef, so if you want, you can drain this and just kind of like get any excess fat. Obviously you can see that there is some right now, but this is definitely just gonna cook down. But I have to add some spices right now. So to this, I'm gonna do my 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. My 1 teaspoon of chili powder. If you liked it, this would be the point that you'd add your green chilies and the onions, but in my case, because I am a child with a child palate, I like onion powder, so that's going in. And you're just gonna stir this all up and let it get happy. On Emily's recipe, in her description, if you do the green chilies and you do the onions, she says to allow that 3 minutes to kind of saute, just so that you can get the vegetables to soften. But in my case, I don't have any vegetables to soften, so I'm just gonna kind of let the liquid cook out of this, and then we'll be on to the next step. So for the next step, we're gonna add our 2 cups of reduced sodium chicken broth. And you do want to make sure that your mixture is flat because you want to have as much of it submerged in this liquid as possible. And apparently light everything on fire. You also want to use your whole can, the 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce. And lastly, your pasta. Try not to burn myself. All right, so like I said, now you just want to make sure that everything is sort of covered and flat as possible. Because now you're gonna kind of crank up the heat and let this sauce start to boil. Ooh. So I would just make sure that you're, I guess, kind of constantly moving the beef in there, just so that it doesn't burn. I mean, I know there's liquid, but You also want to make sure that your pasta is actually getting cooked. All right, guys, so now that we're at a good boil, you want to turn the heat down to low, cover, and you actually want to simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm just gonna set my timer for 11 minutes and sort of check on it. And then once that is done, you're actually going to uncover it, add the corn, put the cover back on, and let it simmer for another 2 minutes, but I'll show you that when we get there. Just gonna. So it's been simmering for 4 minutes. I'm just gonna stir it up a little bit. Smelling good. All right. So now that my timer has gone off, try not to burn myself. Because the corn is frozen, you want to add the corn now. So, just 3/4 of a cup. And then you want to mix it all up before covering it again. All right, so once you have the corn all mixed in, you just want to keep the heat on low, still simmer, put the cover back on, and set the timer for 2 minutes. And then I'll be back with the next step. All right, guys, so now that the timer has gone off after I added the corn, I'm gonna burn myself if I put this down. Oh my God. So you wanna take your sour cream and just add it. I probably should have specified and should have done this before adding this, but you actually want to remove this from the heat. So do that now. So you want to add 1/3 of the sour cream. I'm sorry. You want to add all of the sour cream. Then you want to add just 1/3 of the cheese, and you want to incorporate that. So that's about good. And then you just want to mix this until it's well incorporated. Oh yes. All right. So I'd say that's pretty good. Now all you want to do is take the rest of your cheese and just sprinkle it all over the top. All the cheese, give it to me. All right, so once, I'm gonna kind of, guess I'll try and spread it out semi-evenly. Good enough. Now you just want to cover this and let the cheese melt. And that's basically it. At this point, you're gonna let the cheese melt, and then you're gonna serve it as 1.5 cup servings. I realize you cannot see anything under the cover, but oh my goodness. I can already tell that that cheese has melted and formed this delicious layer of amazingness. I am super excited to plate this up and put it in my face. I'm actually, while we're waiting for everything to melt, I'm gonna put everything into my recipe builder, and I will let you know how many points my exact ingredients yield per serving. You ready for this? You ready for this? It's like angels singing. That looks so good. I'm excited to dig in. And no, I did not put it into my recipe builder yet, but I promise I will. So I just wanted to show you guys, as I can tell I already dipped it in, but I have these really awesome spoons that I did get at a WW meeting, And they're kind of like, yeah, I don't know if you can see that at all, but this is a 1 cup measuring spoon. And then this one is a 1/2 cup measuring spoon. So I'm gonna use these to portion mine out because this is exactly a serving. I'm gonna try not to make it a heaping serving. I'm also gonna try and not get everything overboard. All right, so here's 1 cup. So that's already a generous portion, and you get more. Oh, yes. All right, guys, so we're going in for my favorite part, which is the taste test. I licked a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it tastes exactly like Hamburger Helper, at least for mine, because I didn't add the chilies. I know her recipe probably is gonna have a lot more of a kick with the chilies, but I'm a little wimp, and I don't like spicy. But here we go. Actually, no, I should get a little bit of everything in there. I just realized this is super crooked. Sorry, everyone.
The presentation on the plastic fork there.
Are you doing the dishes? Guys, try this out. You will not be disappointed. All right, friends, that's going to be it for me. I feel like you can only see a big shadow on my face because it's late and I don't have that light anymore. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up really quick. Thank you so much to Jen for allowing me to be part of this collab. I had a lot of fun doing this. My husband helped, so it was a really nice bonding experience. And that recipe that I made was bomb.com. So if you guys haven't checked out Emily Bites, she has like a blog of Weight Watcher friendly foods. She also does include like the calories and stuff. So if you're on a different program or if you're on Points Plus, she does include that information as well. Like I said, mine came out to 10 smart points per 1.5 cup servings. And yeah, it was worth every single point. It was super delicious, comfort food, tasted like Hamburger Helper, and you need to try it. So please try this recipe. I highly recommend it. And also another side note, please click on the description box down below for the links for the other channels that are involved in this collab. Everybody is super sweet. Check out their channels and subscribe to them as well. And am I forgetting anything? I think that's it. If you did like this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to know when I've uploaded a video, comment down below, and give this video a like. That's it. It's time for bed. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Busted. Good, huh? So gross.
Gross.
So gross.
Bye.